Welcome to SF Commercial Property Conversations with Bruce Bean, where Bay Area investments meet expert insights. Get ready to unlock the strategies of commercial real estate success.
So today we have Joe Killinger with us, and I'm very excited to talk to Joe. He comes from a small farm in Nebraska and now is in the wonderful world of LA commercial real estate. So Joe, it's great to have you. I would love to hear how you got from the farm to LA. That's got to be a very interesting story.
It's well, thank you for having on, Bruce. It's a small town. Wallback, Nebraska was the name of the town, and really, it was a great place to grow up. It was very intimate, and it was just a great community to grow up in. I'll give you a prime example. So every time Christmas would roll around and the kids would be sending out to Santa Claus, our postmaster, Sonny Nealon, would capture all the letters. And, where he was also delivering the mail, he would handwrite messages back to all the kids from Santa Claus.
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine? And Here's the thing. Where he was delivering the mail, like on our farm, he'd put, Dear Joe, I see that the reindeer have been eating some of your hay from your haystacks. I mean, it'd be like, oh, my God, Santa Claus has been here before Christmas. He knows everything. And so I wasn't the brightest kid in the world, but it was a great place to grow up. I'm very, very thankful.
So at what age did you finally decide there was no Santa Claus?
32, I think it was, about that. You can always be hopeful, right? I'm big on being hopeful. But it was growing up on a farm. It was a great experience. It was really taught you a lot about responsibility, and I didn't like it growing up. It was just what my mother and I ran the farm. My dad was going back to school. He's getting his auctioneer's license.
Oh, wow.
And he started selling real estate too. And so her and I ran the farm. And my mom was about 5'2", 105 pounds. And if I didn't make it home, she'd have to carry the feed buckets for the pigs that we were raising. And, those, a 5-gallon bucket full of water or grain. Yeah. I wouldn't have wanted to arm wrestle her, I don't think, but, they grow them pretty stout back there. Pretty amazing.
Oh yeah. Those, farm folks are, they're hardworking and never give up.
Yep.
So
I loved it. Yeah, and it was when it came time. I went off to college, and we ended up losing the farm while I was in my freshman year in college, and so we were out of money, and so I didn't really have any place to go home to. So I packed up my car and decided California was where I was going to head because there seemed to be jobs there. I had $1,200.
Wow.
I got to Flagstaff, Arizona, and my car was acting funny, so I pulled into a gas station. And I said, something's wrong. They looked at it and they said, oh, we can fix this. It's going to be $600.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, half of it. And so, what I learned later is that they took advantage of the dumb kid from Nebraska.
Oh, no.
But I ended up in San Clemente. That's where I ran out of gas, started talking to some people, found a place to live. And my passion has always been real estate, and I knew that's what I wanted to do. So my focus was to get a job, which ended up selling children's shoes at Stride Right Shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Laguna Hills Mall.
Wow.
And met some amazing people. And then I was doing telemarketing at night, which I'm the worst telemarketer in the world. But they left me on. And there was always food there at night. So, that was always helpful. And so that's kind of how I got my start. I started just doing, I found a mentor and I worked with her. She was teaching me residential, quickly learned that residential wasn't for me, and ended up moving up to LA, meeting some people, getting into commercial real estate. And now we have Commercial Brokers International here in Los Angeles. We're about 15, 16 agents. We're bringing on some new ones right now. And we've got Icon Capital Advisors, a commercial real estate mortgage company. And we've got the Commercial Real Estate Affiliate Network. It's a group of independent commercial real estate brokerages around the country, some outside of the country. It looks like we're signing somebody in Dubai tomorrow. Then we have the UK, Canada, South Africa, and Bangalore. And then 23 around the U.S. They're independent commercial real estate brokers. We all work together to support each other, and we do deals back and forth. So it gives us a real marketing. I can do deals now in New York, Texas, Florida, Chicago. And yeah, so we set that up too. And so it's been quite the ride, and I'm very, very thankful. And I'm based in Brentwood, California right now. I also have what you see behind me, joekillinger.co. It's a website, and we have a YouTube channel under my name. And the YouTube channel is focused on education for real estate brokers and investors.
And
I met a lot of amazing people doing that too.
You own some property.
Yep. Yes. I also do real estate investing. We were doing a lot of multifamily a few years ago, but then we transitioned into just the times came, right? So somebody came along and said, "Hey, I love your portfolio. It's an area I want to be." We didn't have it on the market, and he just said, "What's your number?" And we showed him the number. He goes, "Okay." And we're like, "Are you kidding me?" All right. And so here you go. And we started buying triple net properties around Texas and Chase banks, fast food companies as well. So, and we really love that. And we're going to continue to buy that right now. I think we're looking at a few
most of your portfolios in Texas right now?
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
That's nice. That's nice. Yep. That's good market, obviously. And
yeah. The triple net's been a little bit sketchy the last few years, but my business partner, George Pino, he's a CEO of our company. That's what he does every day. So he's got all these connections that are in triple net. These guys, a lot of guys in triple net, they just do deals between each other because they'll call and say, "Listen, I got this coming on the market. If you have an investor, then let's just get this deal done." And so you see a lot of that happening off market. And so it's going to be a good opportunity for us.
One of the agents in our company works triple nets all over the place, and I can see where that's true. That's all kind of a little bit of an insider trading deal.
Yeah, it is. So, the thing is, they're all top brokers. Other people can get into it, but usually by the time it hits the market, a lot of the experienced guys that have the big clients have already seen it. And but that's not necessarily every time. So.
Yeah. There's usually, by the time it gets to LoopNet or CoStar, it's probably not that great a deal. But anyway,
it depends. I mean, there's if you really want stability, it's pretty good. It's easy to a lot easier to cash out of if you need liquidity. In most cases, not all. But there's also what we're looking at is maybe with some investors is getting deals that have shorter term leases, just a couple years left, and maybe either retenting it or renegotiating the lease and redo it. Maybe remodel the property, and that'll drive some really good. Now we've done that a few times, and it's worked very well. Heck, George has done one property 3 times. Wow. The same property. It just keeps flipping back into it and got it remodeled. Yeah. It just keeps going. So.
Well, that's interesting because most triple net buyers want the annuity. They want that long-term lease. But I could see where if you're very smart about it, you could buy some short-term leases and make, have a very high cap rate and make some money on it. So yeah, because if you own some properties already, you have access to the people that own the franchises, and you can say, "Listen, I need to get a new Jack in the Box over here. That'd be perfect for you. What do you think? Let's cut a deal." And so it allows them to expand their operations, and you just get another tenant that's going into a great building. Yeah. I mean, I've heard you've got to be careful about the leases. Like, for instance, Starbucks has some out clauses that you need to be aware of in case they decide to bail out. You're kind of left hanging the ball. Yeah, the bigger tenants can really dictate a lot, and if you get with big boxes, into a center with big boxes, they dictate a lot. And if one of them goes dark, you got to make sure it's in your clause that you can go to. So you need to have a good broker and attorney making sure they're looking at your clients. And we've got a great team around us that really watches that. It's sure a lot different than multifamily, where my phone was ringing constantly with the toilets clogged. And now, about all you get is you get that ping once a month where the money has hit the account. So you're good to go. I prefer those pings over those phone calls. Yeah, exactly. So did you have a property management company at one point?
Oh, God, yeah. Oh. Yeah, we had LLC property management. And right before COVID, since we didn't know what was going to happen, we were in panic mode. So we had like 20, almost 30 properties under management.
Oh, wow.
It was a mix. It was a mix. And most of them were here in LA, some were in Texas, bigger properties in Texas. But we're like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do with the brokerage? That's where our bread and butter is. The property management was kind of a lost leader. I mean, it was making money, but the brokerage was our main thing.
Narrow margin.
Yeah, and so we've had this guy that wanted to buy the property management company. And just a couple weeks before lockdown happened, we sold it to him for pennies on the dollar with the understanding that he would keep our employees. And so he did. And they operated for quite a while. I think they're now out of business, though. But all of our employees ended up finding other jobs right away. And so we still talk to all of them. But so we had to really focus on the brokerage because we're like, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Are we going to be able to do deals?
What's our focus? Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then that's when we came up with doing Icon Capital and CRE Affiliate Network we knew that if we had the ability to do deals around the country, we were going to be able to expand our business. And so that's where we came up with joining the affiliate network. And then I called around on those and I found out what those cost. I'm like, well, this doesn't seem like a good business plan for us. So we just launched our own. And
that's fantastic.
We're a lot different we set it up different. So it's not so expensive for everybody to belong to.
Yeah, originally I was with the Rubicon Group, and they were involved in one of these affiliate networks, and it sounded good and it looked good and all that stuff, but I don't think we really did that many transactions through that network. So
you got to be involved with it. That's the thing. So the way we set it up, I mean, there were some that had $50,000 annual fees. I'm like,
wow.
Yeah, and there was initiation fee. So that didn't make sense to me. I'm like, if you're an independent commercial real estate broker like we are, you don't have that kind of cash laying around.
Right.
And so why don't we just set the CRE affiliate network up to where it's free to become a member, but once you do a deal, then whoever refers it to you, they get a referral fee.
Right.
And everybody said, well, that kind of makes sense. And I'm like, well, it does us too. I mean, at some point, we as a company don't really make any money off of it other than it allows our brokers. So we've got multiple deals happening around the country right now because our brokers have the ability to pick up the phone and do a deal in Dallas or New York or Florida or Chicago or Idaho. And so they're doing deals there. But at some point, we're probably going to have to charge a 1% fee on just from the brokers when they do a deal. But until then, we're doing pretty well with just having the ability to keep adding brokerages that expands for us.
So how long's that network been up and running?
Mid-COVID.
4 years or 3 years, whatever.
About 4. Yeah, we just signed somebody in Knoxville, Tennessee today. Wow. And with that came this beautiful project that it looks like they're going to be listing. And that's referred from our company, so we get a referral fee. They called out our marketing, and then it looks like we'll be signing somebody in Dubai here in the next couple of weeks. So,
wow. Yeah. And you said you've got a couple other countries you're working it with.
Yeah. We've got the UK, we've got Canada, Bangalore of all places, and South Africa. Yep.
Bangalore,
working on one in Australia, but it's a process.
Oh yeah, it takes a while.
You have to really vet everybody out because if you do a deal in another country, how are you going to get paid? If let's say they don't pay you, what are you going to do? So it's finding the right people that you can really partner with. Yeah,
no, and you got to be reputable and all those kind of good things. Yeah. Well, that's fun. Well, Bangalore, I mean, I've been to Bangalore. Have you ever been there?
Have not.
Anyway, it's quite a place. It's the Silicon Valley of India, basically. So that's a great place to be, for sure.
Yeah, when they refer deals over, they're big tech companies typically, looking for Silicon Valley, New York, Texas, and Colorado.
Who do you have up here in San Jose?
What's that?
Do you have an affiliate up here in San Jose?
We handle that ourselves from here. We have a broker that's up there.
Oh, that's good. Well, that's interesting. So how spread out are your brokers?
We have, that's probably the furthest.
Yeah.
And then down south, just below Orange County. We plan on with our commercial brokerage company to open a Orange County office this year, if all goes well.
Nice.
As you know, with the fires this last couple of weeks, we had to slow down and recalibrate and figure out what we're going to do. And so that kind of threw a wrench in the works, but we'll get back up to speed here shortly.
Well, are you working with some of the commercial people that have lost their buildings in the fire?
Yeah, we're talking to people that lost their business. We talked to probably the main one is this guy that has the most beautiful flowers. They're expensive. Don't get me wrong. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
And the power went out. So it was out for several days. So all of his flowers are gone. And he handled the Palisades in Upper Brentwood, all the high-end homes. And all those homes in Palisades where he's servicing, or most of them, are now gone. So he's lost not only his inventory, but then he lost a lot of his clients. So we're working with him, and we're working with a lot of clients just to try and get through leases and get them to understand, what their options are. And it's people in these kind of times really tend to amaze you how everybody comes together. It's been pretty impressive to watch.
Yeah,
or be part of it.
It's amazing. You said that a couple of your brokers are helping people take care of their kids.
Yeah. So there's a gym that's in Santa Monica. I don't remember the name of it. Otherwise, I would tell you. But our agent's name is Gabriel Guzman. He's on the website. And he was just calling, and he found a gym that was housing 33 kids, or letting them come in and work out. And they were feeding them because the parents are, they've lost their home. They've got these kids, and they want to really, and the kids weren't going to school. So this gym took these kids in, and they needed food. So he went out and he reached out to Mendocino Farms, and they stepped up big. They sent up food for all the kids, and it was just a huge help. And then another one, Roy Friedman, is working on a shelter that's got a bunch of animals from the fires, and a lot of people moved into apartments or or a hotel that they couldn't have their dog or dogs, and these people are housing them. So he's trying to find food for those to get. To these
fantastic.
Dogs,
that is fantastic.
Dogs.
Yeah. Tough times for the crew that got wiped out by the fire, for sure.
Yeah.
So very difficult.
It was something to be a part of. I missed a lot of it. I was in India, in Ahmedabad, and then I hit Dubai on the way back.
Oh, really?
I was in Dubai when it all started.
Oh, wow.
And so watching that on TV to see, it was just a mile from my home. I was like, oh, man,
you're very worried.
Yeah.
So what were you up to in India?
I had a chance to go to a wedding in India.
Oh, wow.
Did not disappoint. I thought this is a once in a lifetime thing. I've never eaten so much Indian food in my life. I may not need to eat it for a while. But what an experience. And the people are just absolutely amazing. But then I booked some meetings in Dubai, so I hit that on the way back. And,
nice.
To do some business there. Yeah.
Well, was this a 3-day wedding?
5-day
wedding.
5-day wedding.
God. Wow.
Yeah.
That is did they have the elephant and everything?
Nope, no elephant. She's big on saving animals, so she wanted no animals involved.
Oh, good.
But it was like Coachella every night. It just seemed like it started with a couple hundred people. It's fairly intimate, but as the week went along, I think the last night there was over 1,500 people there.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
wow.
It was impressive. Music was good. People were incredible. Food was good. It was.
So was this somebody that works for you? What was the relationship?
She was our director of marketing. And,
nice.
So I think, this was going to be one of those, well, guys, I'm getting married in India. If you want to come, let me know. And thinking that none of us are going to go. We're like, okay, we'll come. So we all went. And,
wow.
There's 4 of us from our company, and it was an amazing
fun. Wow. Yeah, that sounds like a great time. Well, yeah. I can see we're going to have to leverage this marketing person for our podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I bet she's very good at that.
Yep. She's very good. She's amazing, and she's actually back in LA now, I think, too. So.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Back from her honeymoon or whatever that
We're
is.
going to do that later. I think, when you do 5 days of a wedding, because during the wedding, the process, some days it'd be two events in a day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And, then she'd have to get up and do hair and makeup like at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'd see her at 10 o'clock at night.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I barely make it.
Yeah. She needed to rest up.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think they'll do a honeymoon later.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking of which, Joe, where can people get a hold of you?
Right behind me under joekillinger.co is the best place, or you can give me a call, 310-943-8542. Happy to answer any questions about commercial real estate brokerage. Actually, I can probably talk to you about residential brokerage as well. I did that for a while, and commercial real estate investing. Happy to talk.
Well, we look forward to talking to you, and I look forward to hopefully maybe we can do some transactions together.
Absolutely. I look forward to it.
We'll do it. Well, great to have you on.
Thank you for having me on.
That's a wrap on today's journey through the SF commercial real estate scene. Ready to share your story? Visit sfcommercialconversations.com/guest. Your insights could lead the next conversation.